Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nathan. I'm one of the pastors here at Christ Church United Methodist. I use the pronouns he, him, and his. And welcome to this Tuesday afternoon's multi-ethnic readings, where we are taking an opportunity on Tuesday afternoons at noon Eastern Time and Thursday afternoons at noon Eastern Time, or whenever it is that you might be joining us, and from wherever it is that you might be joining us to read and to hear some excerpts about people in history, people of different cultures and different diversities that are coming together, where we have readings, where we have poetry, where we might hear a piece of music or readings or lyrics from a piece of music, just to come together for a few moments to come on a midday to hear and to be together. We're doing this and getting this started here as part of our multi-ethnic conversations worship series, Unity in Our Church, as a way of extending and learning about one another, having conversations with one another as we do our best as a church here in Fort Lauderdale and Deerfield Beach and around the world, frankly, to share and experience and share, reflect the love, the hope, and the joy of Jesus Christ to one another. As you are jumping on this afternoon or whenever it might be that you're watching today, we want to say a big welcome to you all. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to join us and to hear these readings that we'll be offering. If you haven't had the opportunity yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel here at Christ Church, we would love for you to do that. There should be a red button oftentimes below the window that you're seeing me right now. You can hit subscribe. We'd love to have you as a subscriber. That will allow you that when we go live, like we are right now, or when we have the opportunity to post a video, you can get a notification. That way you can come and check it out, see what we're up to. And that helps us also as we're building our subscribers to make sure that YouTube is recommending our videos on to other folks who also are going to want to know this great content and this great church that we are and be connected to the good news of Jesus Christ. So thanks for joining us today. You can say hi in the comment section if you have that ability in the chat box there or in the comments, either place, the chat as we're live or the comment section after we've concluded. Let us know that you're here today. And of course, if you have a prayer request, this is a great place that you can put your prayer request. We'll make sure that myself, Pastor Peyton, and our prayer team are aware of it. We'd be honored to include it in our prayers. Friends, let's jump in. We're continuing this Tuesday with the book we started last week. It's simply entitled Little Legends, Exceptional Men in Black History. Little Legends, Exceptional Men in Black History. Today, we are going to be hearing about the story of James Armistead Lafayette. There is our picture of James. Got a little bit of a glare there. Now you can see him. And so let's hear about him. It gives him the title of Revolutionary War Spy. So Revolutionary War Spy. Our author writes, again, this is Little Legends, Exceptional Men in Black History by Vashti Harrison. So she writes, not much is known about James's life before the Revolutionary War. He was born enslaved in Virginia, and his enslaver, who managed military supplies, taught James to read and to write so that he could be a better worker. During the war against the British, James heard that any enslaved person who fought for the Americans' Continental Army would be freed if the Americans won the war. He got his enslaver's permission to enlist and in 1781 was assigned to serve under Marquis de Lafayette. If you know Hamilton, I believe that is the same Lafayette. All right. So he got permission in 1781 and was assigned to serve under Lafayette, who was a young French aristocrat fighting for the American cause. At first, James used his knowledge of the Virginian landscape to transport messages. But then James and Lafayette had a better idea. James could spy on the British. So there's again a picture of James. So, posing as a runaway slave, James went to the British camp commanded by Lord Charles Cornwallis. James helped lead troops through the unfamiliar land. No one suspected that he could read and write, so generals and other soldiers talked about their tactics in front of him, and he was given access to British maps and plans. Secretly, he memorized details and he reported back to Lafayette. James became so trusted by the British that he was asked to spy on the Americans. Whoa, talk about a turn of events. James was a pretty good spy. James became, again, so he agreed, but gave the British only false information. think we call that a double spy sometimes or something like that. All right. So Cohen, equipped with James's accurate information about British troop size, strategies, and morale, the Continental Army defeated the British at Yorktown, effectively ending the war. Imagine Cornwallis's surprise when he entered Lafayette's headquarters to surrender and he saw James there. Wow. After the war, enslaved people who were served as soldiers were freed. But James had not technically been a soldier and he was not freed. He petitioned for his release but was ignored. It wasn't until Lafayette wrote a letter commending James's service that his petition was granted and he was freed in 1787. James took the name Lafayette to honor his commander and friend. He lived the rest of his life as a farmer and a family man, secretly one of America's greatest heroes. Awesome. So that is indeed James Armistead Lafayette. What a great story for us. Never underestimate one another. We oftentimes take for granted or make assumptions about what people can do or what they're thinking or their ability. And so people did that with James, and he was able to use it to his and our advantage. So James Armistead Lafayette. Well, friends, that is our multi-ethnic reading for today. Our opportunity to take just a couple of minutes to learn a little bit of history, to experience another culture that might be different than our own, and to give thanks indeed that God makes us who we are. And we have lots in common, but there's also that's different between all of us. And we celebrate that God has made us the way that we are and calls us, as we're talking about in multi-ethnic conversations, to be together, to work together, to value one another, to celebrate one another, to advocate, and to love one another. Thank you for joining us this day. Pastor Peyton will be back on for our next multi-ethnic reading here on our YouTube channel on Thursday at noon, or maybe a couple minutes after noon. We're still working on the technology. We appreciate your patience as we get used to the new technology that we're using that allows us to be able to stream and to come to you. So thanks for joining us here at Christ Church, everyone, indeed, where we are experiencing and reflecting the love, the hope, the joy of Jesus Christ to one another and to our larger community. Our multi-ethnic conversations worship series continues on Sunday morning and worship at 9 and 11. And we've got small groups that are meeting throughout the week. So if you want to dive into this conversation, into this work even more, check out our website at christchurchfl.org/unity. And you'll have all the information about what we are up to throughout this worship series, or you can explore our website, of course, to find out about all the great things that God is doing through me, through you, through us here at Christ Church. Make it a great Tuesday, everyone. So glad to have had you here today.